Hey, writers, welcome back. If you're working on a draft for a book, a blog post, or, well, even developing a podcast, you're probably hearing voices, and not just those of your characters. I'm talking about the ones in your head, the ones that say, "This stuff is garbage. You're not cut out to be a writer. Why can't you figure this out already? No one will read or listen to you anyway." Those voices are paralyzing. How do we get past them? Hi, I'm Deborah Froese. Welcome to episode 11 of Write, Writer, Write. Today we'll look at the chatter inside your head that holds you back. We all have it. We'll explore where it comes from and how to calm it down so you can hear the quiet intuition whispering behind it, the inspiration you need to confidently move forward. Let's take a look at the inner critic from the perspective of psychology. Now, I'm not a psychologist, so forgive me if I jumble the jargon a little, but here's the idea. Your inner critic is one of your internal parts. These parts developed in response to your life experience. They aren't flaws or enemies, they're protective. The inner critic is trying to help you in its own, often dysfunctional way. Think of the inner critic as a hypervigilant guardian. It's the part of you that tries to keep you safe, usually by stopping you from taking any kind of risk. Somewhere along the way, it learned that making mistakes leads to pain like rejection, embarrassment, or failure. So now, whenever you attempt to take a risk, it swoops in, nattering away to try and prevent more pain. The thing is, everyone who writes with the intention of sharing is taking a risk. You could be writing something deeply personal, and your inner critic warns, "They're going to judge you." You might have an unusual form of creative expression, and your inner critic might shout, "You don't know what you're doing," or "This isn't how real writers write." If you're exploring something outside your own personal experience, it could be giving you warnings like, "Oh, you're going to get it wrong, you're being presumptuous, or you're going to offend people." Sharing opinions might trigger accusations like, "Who do you think you are?" You see a pattern here? Your inner critic is reacting to fear about anything that could possibly go wrong. It shames you into silence or into pushing your writing aside. While its intentions are rooted in protection, its methods are fear focused and they're exhausting. Just listen.
This is
You should have
awful.
figured this out by
Don't
now.
write
No one
that.
will read
You'll
it.
never get published, so why waste your
You
time?
can almost feel your body tighten when it speaks. It shuts you down. But here's the thing, you don't have to shut it out completely. Instead of trying to silence your inner critic, which rarely works anyway, you can translate what it's really trying to say and respond with curiosity and compassion. Let's try that out, shall we? What about "This scene is garbage"? Think, "This scene doesn't feel right yet. What else can I try?" Here's a good one. "You'll never be as good as Rebecca Yarros or Seth Godin or" fill in your favorite writer's name. Now, why would you want to be them? You're you with your own story to share. So spin that question around and say, "What can I learn from writers I admire?" A statement like, "You don't know what you're doing" could become, "I'm figuring this out, step by step." Statements like, "This whole idea is stupid" are simply not true. Instead, think, "Something's not landing. What am I really trying to say?" "You should figure this out by now" can become a whole lot more encouraging from the perspective that growth takes time. What's the next small step that I can take? Have you ever heard this one? "You're wasting your time." Remember that even this moment is part of the process. When you're really stuck, you might hear something like, "You're not cut out for this." Remind yourself, "This is hard, but I'm still here." That counts for something. Can you feel the difference? While the first statement shut you down, which is the inner critic's intention because it wants to protect you, the alternative approaches invite creativity. They're grounded in curiosity, and instead of shutting you down, they gently nudge you forward. They sound more like a friend than a harried protector. So, what is this voice, the quieter voice, the one we're shifting toward? It's your intuition. Unlike the critic, the intuition is quiet, gentle, curious, flexible. It's often subtle or persistent, and it's rooted in exploration, not fear. Where the critic says, this is all wrong, intuition says, something's off, what might work better? Where the critic says, don't even try, intuition says, let's see what happens. Instead of getting caught up in your inner critic's fear, pause and ask, what are you trying to protect me from? Then say, thank you for trying to help. Ask, is there a gentler way to say this? Or how can I approach this from curiosity rather than fear? It took me a while to learn how to accept my inner critic and lean into my intuition. As I did, my writing practice expanded and I felt lighter somehow and certainly more productive. Other things changed too. Take this podcast, for example. I draft the episodes ahead of time to make sure I capture everything I want to share. And now that I have several posted, I can look back and either cringe at the errors and oversights, or I can learn from them to improve my approach. If I listened to my inner critic, believe me, I would never hit record. These episodes aren't perfect, but I'm learning as I go. And it's my hope that you'll learn something from them too. You'll be amazed at how often your inner critic softens when it's acknowledged. And you'll be amazed at how much easier it is to hear your intuition when you're actually looking for it. So try these 3 steps. Number 1, reframe mistakes. Every page you don't like is feedback. That's all. It's not failure, it's learning. Number 2, mindfulness. Try deep breathing or meditation to calm your nervous system and actually hear your inner guidance. There's a bonus meditation available with episode 2 if you want to give it a try. Number 3, play. Change your genre. Write a weird dialogue, mash up fairy tales, do something different to get unstuck. Your inner critic isn't the enemy. It's just a scared part of you that's trying to keep you safe, but you don't have to let it steer the ship. When you learn how to hear its message and then respond from a place of compassion and curiosity, you turn that inner noise into insight. You shift from stuck to flowing, from fear to possibility. So the next time you hear that voice, don't shut it down, translate it. Ask, what else could this mean? What am I afraid of? What would my wiser, creative self say instead? That's the voice that'll carry you forward. That's the voice that finishes books, posts blogs, and records podcasts. Thanks for being here, writers. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way.